Ooh-wee! Big Mo. Welcome to the Lawn Stars, guys and gals. As you can see, it's a nasty, rainy old day today. Just like it was yesterday. And, yeah, no work for Big Mo. Or no work mowing, anyway. Yesterday, I did. It was nice to have the day off because I could concentrate on putting together a estimate on redoing this entrance to a subdivision. They're basically wanting everything tore out and all new stuff put in, so I was able to put together a drawing and all that for that and send it off. So, you know, a lot of times there's stuff you can do when you have a day like today. You can do you know, something like that, or you could do some maintenance on your mowers, you know, that you're behind on, or, you know, just any number of things. Just, you know, wow, look at that thing. Let me see if I can get closer. It's a hawk. And there he went. Yeah, a hawk. It's pretty cool. Anyway, yeah, you can do any number of things. Oh, look at this. Weirdest things you find out here today. Why is there a nest in my yard? Weird video. Okay, let me wipe some of this off the lens here. Okay. Anyway, yeah, you can do any number of things you can find to be productive when you can't be productive on the lawns. And it's going to be a trick getting back to work because, you know, after it raining solid like this for 2 days, even if we have a break one day, you know, everything's going to be soaked. So it's going to be a trick. But what I'm wanting to talk to you about today is not the rain and not nests in my yard, odd nests or a hawk or, you know, anything like that. I want to talk to you about how good you have it. Yeah, if you've just started your business or, you know, you hadn't been doing it that long, that many years, you know, you got it good and you don't even know it. When we first started, we didn't have some of the advantages that you guys and gals have nowadays. I mean, the mowers were just so different, you know. And that's what I want to do. I want to compare like the old school mowers with what you got nowadays. You know, you didn't have the twills back then for dang sure. So that wasn't even you know, a twinkle in the eye of the Michelin man. But yeah, they were a lot different back then. Back when I first started, the wildlife is crazy here today. 2 birds fighting. Anyway, when I first started, it was still right there on the cusp of hydrostatic mowers coming into vogue, so to speak. We had the old belt drive mowers. If you're not aware, I mean, they still make them, I think, but if you're not aware, they weren't hydrostatic and you had to put them in gear, you know, to go forward. Then when you came up against a tree or something, you had to go backwards. You had to put it in reverse, back up, put it back in gear and go forward. You know, it just sucked. It took a lot longer to mow because anytime you backed up, you had to put it in reverse. So there's your first advantage, okay? Is that you have these hydro mowers. Hold on. Check out that worm. He's a big one. Yeah, you have these hydro mowers. Your fancy hydros, where you don't have to do all that rigmarole. And then also we had non-floating decks. You have these fancy floating decks nowadays. Back then we didn't have floating decks. And you could hit, and it didn't have to be big. You know, it didn't have to be some big rock or a big giant root sticking up out of the ground. It could be a slight root just right there at the surface. And you would hit one of these things, or anything, slight deviation in the lawn, and it would throw you. And I mean throw you over there. I mean, you got a picture, you're going along top speed, and then you just stop. I mean, instantly. And it would throw you. I mean, I have all these scars, as many of you I'm sure do, that were mowing back in the day, on our thumbs, from our thumbs jamming into the freaking metal from where you hit something. I've gone all the way over the handlebars. It came down and hit my chin on the engine of mowers before. I've seen King Brando fly over the mower and come out of his damn pants and shoes and everything else. Crazy. You could really get hurt. So not only you having to shift the gears and reverse and drive and reverse, but you're flying over the handlebars and hurting yourself. Another thing is you have the fancy big wheels on the back of your mowers now. A lot of them, you know, you have those big large wheels. We didn't have that. All the mowers. Even we had a 72-inch Skag that was a walk behind, and it had little bitty wheels on it on the back. So even the biggest mowers had the little bitty wheels, and you would fall into holes, you know, freaking fall into a hole. So just thank your lucky stars that you have the mowers that you have nowadays, where you're not having to shift it around, you're not having to fall in holes, you're not having to be thrown over the handlebars, you know. And that's not even to mention the commercial mowers. A lot of those, you know, back then, you know, the ride-ons hadn't came into play at that point. You know, it was a lot of walk behinds. So yeah, you got it easy, guys and gals, and I do too now, you know, because I've lived long enough to take advantage of the new technologies, just like you. So we're all living in the good times right now. So just take that into account every time you're out there and you're just down and out and complaining about this, that, or the other thing. Just remember, you could be mowing like 25, 30 years ago. And you may appreciate it more. So anyway, that's all I got. I mean, I can't work. So that's all I got today. So until next time, Big Mo signing off. Catch you on the next one. Boo! There are so many things that I left out of this video about the old mowers. Please comment below if you can think of any yourself. Comment in the comments below, go ahead. One that I left out, I know for sure, is that we used to have to lift up the front of the mower and put the spacers in different positions to raise and lower the deck.